Hey YouTubers and everybody, this is Michael Scott coming at you. And so I just opened up and kind of swatched out the white gold city color white gold mousse shadow that I got in this month's Ipsy Glam bag, and I think it's pretty damn amazing. So I thought we'd go ahead and do an eye with it. When I first got it, you know, it had this cap on here and I thought it might have been powdered, but it's not at all. And I just took a little bit out and smeared it on the back of my hand. And so this is the white gold Mariah Carey OPI 18 karat white gold and silver top coat that I'm wearing on my fingers, and it's such a perfect match. So it would be a really cool match if you're wearing those. I want to do it with a blue, but I'm afraid that I could take it in Egyptian direction because I've done that before. I have a huge penchant for Egyptian things. I mean, I have my Egyptian table, let me see here, right here, that I keep all my stuff on, and it's actually very, very cool. It's inset and it's got a like a scene within the glass itself. Sorry, I have it connected to the cord, so, but it's actually got like the king and the queen, the pharaoh, and the servants, and so on and so forth. So I'm a huge Egyptian fan. I have Egyptian statues, the gods, the goddesses, all that good stuff. So, and I've done Egyptian eyes in the past, like I said. So I just want to make sure and make pretty conscious in my mind that I'm not going to do an Egyptian eye. So we're going to start with some Urban Decay Primer Potion. And so lighting may not be the very best right now for me. It's later in the afternoon, about 5:30, so sun is setting, but I do have all the windows open. I've got my floodlight on. There's only one other light that I don't have on right now, which is this side light, the stand light, and I have not made it out to the garage to get the other lights yet, so soon though, very, very soon. Alright, so I'm just going to go with kind of a basic eyeshadow brush. Actually, I'm going to use this, what is it, the 212 fake one from MAC. And so this stuff is really light, fluffy, whipped. I mean, it's like a mousse eyeshadow, like it says. So I'm going to get this on the lid. You know, I was watching a Nicki Minaj video earlier today, Stupid Hoe, and the way she had her pink eyeshadow in that video, you could easily do that with this eyeshadow and make it the only shadow that you wear. But, just want to make sure that I have a nice clean line with this. Alright, so, boys are going crazy, crazy. They were at Grandma and Grandpa's yesterday, and oh my golly, Mojo's, he's lived in, when we had our house down in Ken Carl Ranch, which is a very expensive area. We had a huge, amazing backyard. I loved it, but it was a pain in my ass keeping up with that yard. The owner of the house prior to us renting it was a landscaper, so you can imagine how exquisite and exotic that backyard was. So Mojo loved it. So anyways, when we moved into the smaller house for me to be closer to science care, biotechnology for work, they went to basically just having a dog run. And I feel really bad because, Mojo, he loved spending his days out in that yard, and now they've just got this tiny yard. But anyways, we were at Grandma and Grandpa's yesterday for Easter 420, and they just had the best time ever. Chance played catch all day long. So I feel bad for them when they're out here in this little dinky yard. Okay, so I'm going to choose my transition color, and I'm going to have to go to my little reference sheet here. It's probably going to be either Blue Candy or Electric Eel. I think I'm going to go with the Blue Candy. And see, that's maybe the problem, I think, if I do the gold is that, you know, my gut tells me go with blue. Maybe I need to not go with blue. Maybe we can do, let's do browns. Let's do saddle instead. Right there. And this one I'm just using an e.l.f. angled brush. Oh dear Lord. Boys! Just trying to change the window shades here a little bit. Just in case I don't want the, I mean, we're on 4 acres of land here. The nearest house is, it's not super far away, but I mean, it's right over there, and I just can imagine if they're looking through the window going, oh my god, what is that guy doing? He's putting makeup on, blah blah blah, without really knowing. They'd probably think I was a drag queen or whatever, and you know, if I was, that's fine. It's none of their business, but they're hardcore Bible thumpers, and they keep sending these people to our house to try and get us to go to their meetings and save our souls and all this stuff. And you know, I'm totally fine for that. I'm more spiritual than I am religious. You know, my dad was Catholic, my mother was Christian, and we also studied Mormonism. I've spoken tongues, been born again, a whole lot of that different stuff. So, you know, I kind of just, after going through all that stuff with my mom and her kind of searching for what was right for her and her husband, you know, I kind of just ended in the end being very spiritual. My grandfather read tarot cards very, very successfully, actually. You know, my mom was a big believer in it, and we all had some kind of strange, unexplainable spiritual experiences happen to us, each one of us kids. So, yeah, I tend to lean in that direction. Which is why, another reason why I like my Egyptian stuff so much, because that's, Kemetic is their, religion, or at least one here in Colorado that's really popular. Alright, so I just took a Mojo! A regular blender brush from e.l.f. and I've been blending that saddle in at the crease line and up towards the brow. So we've got the gold and the brown now. I definitely got my California hairdo going as well. Excuse me, needed a quick drink. Okay, so, and I'm, you know, kind of trying to make sure that I'm grabbing clean brushes for each time. So now I'm going to go ahead and get dark color in. And I'm going to use the 218, I think it is. This is the 219. These are from the fake ones, but they're actually a fairly decent set. This one is. I've had to glue a couple of the handles in, and I just used Gorilla Glue, and that stuff works great. It works really, really good. So, Mojo, knock it off. All right, so I'm probably gonna go with Handwritten next, which is this darker brown. This is Embark right here, and this is Copper Plate, and then that's Malt, and that's Mylar, just to kind of give you an idea of the colors. So, but Handwritten is what I'm gonna go with. All right, we're just gonna go on the outer third. And I start with a little bit and then add. And once I've kind of gone on the lid, I'm going to need to make sure that this brush is very, very clean before applying it to, or blending it any more into the crease, just because I'm not wanting to pull any more gold in. and then I'll just blend that. I know the phone's here somewhere. Don't know who that is. Alright, so just a little touch more of the Handwritten. And so this, you know, I'm kind of thinking like chocolate diamonds is the feel that I'm going with on this eye. So I'm going to clean off the blender brush that I had. And I'm just going to gently blend along the outer corner of that lid. Alright, we'll clean it off again. And just I'm going on top now. You too, shush! Can't imagine what they're working at. So I'm picking up a little bit more of the saddle color to go into the inner corner. And blend it out a little bit more. And I'm just really working this on the top towards the brow now. Really pulling this or this saddle color up. And then unfortunately, you know, it is pulling some of that gold up. I knew it would. It's gonna be okay though, because it's, you know, it works well. Kind of pulling throughout the whole eye. But I'm gonna go back into the Handwritten now and deepen up these areas. And I'm gonna grab a finer brush and do almost like a cut crease. I just really want a defined crease line there, so I'm just going to grab a thinner, almost like a lip brush. And I'm going to have it thinner on the inner corner and then thicken as it gets out, just like you would do with an eyeliner. Alright, so, and then just go ahead and blend that in and around, and I'm going to grab a clean brush. And this time I'll grab the 214 in the fake line. And I'm just going to blend along the top of that line a little bit. Until I have it like so. And you can keep working depending upon how harsh you want those lines, or if you want them totally blended in. I'm going to use the same thin brush with the Handwritten and go underneath. Making sure it connects right here. And there's that little flap that you need to get in between. Alright. I'm just kind of putting a little bit of a point on the end there. I figured might as well at this point. Well, whatever's on TV is beep, beep, beep. I think I left it on that American or Hardcore Pawn or whatever. That show is just a freak show. Oh my goodness, I couldn't deal with that kind of job, I don't think. At least in that pawn shop, you know, Detroit, you know, the 8 Mile. That's just a really rough area. They've been through a whole heck of a lot. And, you know, it's just a rougher breed of people out there. And they get really violent. Alright, so I'm going to keep this same brush that I've got out, the 214, and we're going to go into Mylar and do a quick highlight on the brow bone. God, Mojo's the worst one. And Grandpa was saying yesterday, Mojo's Grandpa, Elliot's dad. We call him Grandpa for Mojo. But anyways, he's saying, you know, there's really nothing you can do with schnauzers. They're barkers. You know, they had 3 of them. They had, you know, a mom, a dad, and they kept one of the kids, you know, so they had 3 schnauzers. Elliot's mom said, you know, after the last one passed away, that she couldn't do it again. She couldn't handle the heartache, and I think that's going to be a huge, huge issue for me. Which I don't even like to think about or talk, but, you know, they had 3 of them, and she said they're barkers. That's just what they do. They bark, bark, bark. They like to make their noise, so you just kind of let them do their thing. So, I don't know if you noticed, but during that whole majority of that time, when I first applied the Mylar, I did not lift the brush up from the skin. You just kind of want to keep it on the skin and just do as much blending as you can with it, like the way that it is. So, you know, and then I'm blending the Handwritten in here just a little bit more. I'm wanting to leave it a little bit harsh. I want a harder line at the bottom, and I do want the point on the outer corner. And then you can see that the gold kind of did carry through. It's okay because it's under the shadows, and it kind of, you know, picks up and makes for a nice reflection, and it's not overwhelming the eye at all. So, next thing you do is your brows, and let's grab, oh boy, it's been a while since I've done any work, but I remembered where stuff was. Let's use the NYX tonight because it's an inexpensive one. Looks like the case broke, unfortunately, but that's okay. So, with this, I like to grab the wax first. Sometimes it just depends. You can do it either way. You know, I pick up some of the wax and some of the color at the same time. You know, I like these cake powders if you're trying to do more of like a sharp arced or sharp pointed brow. For me, they're easier to do. Like if you're doing more rounded brows, then like the Anastasia brow pen is great for that. But for some reason, I just can't really get a really good arced brow. And they don't look great on my skin, on my face shape, and my eye shape. And this is about as much of an arc as I can do. But we'll just go through now with a little spoolie. Mojo! And so just kind of clean up that brow a bit. Pull everything back and down. And you know, what you're technically supposed to do is those stencils, is put them over it, fill in the stencil, and then pluck around it. I did do that a while ago, but I need to do it again and just get the stuff in here out. And maybe a little bit in the front corner there. Alright, so I'm wondering, for an eyeliner, let's do a brown. We'll do the Lorac Pro, which is, again, one of those pressure sensitive caps that I really, really love because you're getting product on there right away. And so just start in smaller strokes and just keep it as close to the lash line as possible. And I think do thinner in the inner corner and thicken it as you get to the outer corner, dependent upon your eye shape. You know your eye shape, you know how mascara works for you, but always keep it as close to the lash line as possible. And then, I think it just makes the eyes, it helps the eyes look a little bit bigger if it goes a little bit thicker into the outer corner. Oh my God. Boys, that's enough! Mojo, come on! There's a point where they're just driving me crazy. Alright, so there you go. You got it thin in the inner and thicker on the outer. And I did take... Okay guys, we're back. Unfortunately, I don't pay attention to the camera and sometimes it cuts off like it just did. So I'm going to have to get a little more versed on that as far as the computer and the camera go. But so I went ahead and finished the eye up just using the ONE Mascara, which is brown. I did extend it out to get more spread out lashes. Now, when you're doing a look like this, say with the white gold, the Mousse, where you've got this really shimmery eye, don't use shimmer anywhere else on your face. I mean, it's just kind of become overwhelming and really take focus away. And another thing about these kind of mousse shadows and these glittery ones is that they can tend to bleed into the upper, into the crease and up. So it's okay, you kind of just need to work with it when it does that. So as you can see, I went ahead and let it kind of bleed and blend up into those browns up there, and it does catch and kind of make it well-rounded and overall a good eye. But yeah, you've just got to kind of keep that in mind when you're working with these ones. No matter what you do, they're gonna kind of move and bleed unless you're using like a pigment and a mixing medium, where you really let them dry and set in place perfectly. But I mean, otherwise you can do it like this, and I think it looks rather beautiful when it kind of bleeds in. So it's kind of bleeding into that Handwritten and maybe just a little bit up into the saddle, but it doesn't go so far up as up into the Mylar. So then you just kind of want to keep everything else on your face really simple and basic. Light blush, light foundations, all that good stuff. And then do a basic lip. I've been on a Pretty Please kick lately. I think it's just a really great light pink, nudish color that is suitable for just about any look. So I'll just do a quick showing of that. And it's just this beautiful luster. It's called Pretty Please. I don't remember which line it came out with, but it's a phenomenal lip, and it works really well with this eye. Now I don't have any foundation or any blush or anything on like that, so I don't really generally do that when I'm doing these looks. I'll just do the eye and then sometimes I'll do the foundations and everything, but I'll generally just do the eye to give you the idea. So there it is. That is City Gold. Is that what it's called? Let me look at it again here. City Color White Gold Mousse. I really did like it. It blends really well as a mousse. It would be great on its own, like I said, like that Nicki Minaj kind of look, or just doing your lid and just kind of leaving it with just that one color and then doing your mascara and your liner. But you can also kind of take it into this really dramatic dark smoky type eye with, in this case I used Handwritten, Saddle, and Mylar. I used the Lorac Pro liner. It is, which one is it? The Lorac Front of the Line Pro, and this one's just it's just in dark brown, I think. Dark brown, yes. And then I used NYX on the brow, and there it is. So that's my version of what to do with this month's Ipsy Glam Bag eyeshadow, the white gold. I really like it, and you know, you can have the white gold on the fingernails. That looks okay, just don't wear any shimmers anywhere else on your face. So you might have also noticed this other ring. This is just another one that I just got at an estate sale. If I see a really good bargain on something at, you know, like an estate sale or you know, on a website. There's a website I like to go to called Bid for Assets. You can actually buy liens on people's houses and foreclose on them, you know, if they don't cover them. Over a period of time, it's a really great site. So, but if I see a great deal, like this is 1 carat total weight black diamonds. There's 21 diamonds in all. I got it for an amazing steal. I don't even want to tell you how cheap I got it for, but you can get some amazing deals on estate sales and things like that. So it's a woman's one. I just like to have it as an asset, you know, have things around the house that I can sell or that we can sell if need be or whatever. Plus I'm just like a jewelry and diamond fanatic. So yeah, so I just kind of keep these, and you know, we'll go put them in the safety deposit box, and so there's just an asset if I ever need it. You never know. Alright guys, that's it. This is Michael Scott saying have fun, and have fun with your Ipsy Glam bag. Play around with that stuff. See what you come up with. Bye guys.